Welcome to AG's Ace. Let's take a look at what India needs to be wary of from both what is happening in Russia and China. And these are two very important things that needs to be factored while India revises its own and reviews its own foreign policy. Now, India, first of all, needs a revised strategy towards the Northeast, a change in its approach towards Central Europe, a better leverage of the Quad Alliance, and extreme vigilance where China is concerned. So far, India has been unwilling to publicly caution Russia against Ukraine, and there is a reason for it because India is militarily dependent on Russia. Also, keeping in mind how things have gone really down south with the Chinese, India doesn't want to upset the apple cart anymore with Vladimir Putin. It remains to be seen what Modi does next. Now, the principles of international law are also conveniently forgotten by China when it comes to India, although it says a lot about uh, respecting your own territorial sovereignty. But those are very nice words where China is concerned. Let's begin with Putin. What did Putin do in 2008? It attacked Georgia, incorporated parts of Georgia, and they installed a puppet government. In 2014, the Crimea seizure happened, and after that, in 2022, the Ukraine attack has happened, where Putin is hell-bent on co-opting parts of eastern Ukraine, in trying to install a puppet government in Ukraine. And above all, he has this great vision and this dream and this hunger to try and recreate the old USSR as much as possible. Now, Thomas and Friedman in NYT came up with a very interesting quote, and let's begin with the quote. So, Putin is, according to him, Putin is the most powerful, unchecked Russian leader since Stalin. And the timing of this war is a product of his ambitions, strategies, and grievances. So, it defines very well what Putin is thinking in his mind. What has been the Indian response so far? Tepid. And like I said, since it is militarily dependent on Russia, it has so far refused to take a very strong stance. Some are saying that that is the right way to go, but it remains to be seen how the situation evolves. The MEA has communicated with the US and NATO for a general overhaul of the security situation in Central Europe. Now, one of the key lessons for India from what Putin is doing in the Donbas region of Ukraine, where he is trying to basically take over the twin territories of that region, is that there is a need to better integrate our border areas with mainstream India. It's a very, very crucial point, and this needs to be thought through. These areas require accessibility, communication, education, health, relaxed inner line permit system, and encouragement of domestic tourism. And above all, I believe that the feeling of alienation which large parts of the Northeast still has towards North India should go, and it must go now. Not enough has been done over the years, and a proper integration is still required. Otherwise, there might be very fearsome consequences. Now, let's hop on to China. The aggression Xi Jinping launched against India has had geopolitical aims. He wants to reinforce and expand China's primacy in Asia. And he genuinely believed that he had caught India off guard, and if he can grab some more territory, it would lend him that greater muscle power. Above all, I believe that China wants to use the India example to make the smaller Asian nations quake in their boots. But Xi got some of his moves completely wrong. He did not factor in for a major pushback from India's armed forces. Repeated clashes with Indian security forces, as you all know, have happened since 2020, and it made China dread any close combat. China never factored in for the fact that the Indian army, our Jawans, are battle hardened, they are experienced, they are brave and courageous, and they do not shy away from a close hand-to-hand combat. And that is exactly what happened in the Galwan Valley, which sent a very strong signal to China. Now, see now how interestingly China twists the situation. It persuaded India to accept buffer zones in 3 regions. Why? Because defense experts say China is seeking to place itself in a position to potentially cut off India's northeast from the rest of the country in the event of a war. Now, that is critical. They do want to cut off India from the northeast in case there is a conflict. And how do they plan to do so? From building a bridge over Lake Pangong to constructing militarized villages and roads inside internationally recognized Bhutanese territory near India's so-called chicken neck. And that is the way that you move into the northeast. It has been described as chicken neck over the years. China is opening new pressure points against India. It is also very adept at creating dual-use villages. Now, the Indian Armed Forces, according to the Army Chief, is currently at its operational readiness. The Army Chief has expressed his reservations and he's quite wary of the situation. But all of this and the appeals made to China has not led to China either moving back from areas critical to India's defenses, including from the Depsang-Y junction. Um, Very quickly, the Indian Army released some reports of PLA movement in sectors such as Lungroza, Lungrola, Zimithang, and Umla in Arunachal Pradesh. And according to the report, PLA carried out 90 patrols in the Lungrola area from January 2020 to October 2021. And this was only compared to about 40 between January 2018 and December 2019. So there has been a visible jump. China is also deploying more than 100 long-range rocket launchers along the border to counter India's deployment of M777 ultralight howitzers and running tank drills. China's economy, by the way, is 5 times bigger than India's. Militarily and technologically too, China is superior to India. Let's accept that. Maybe that is one of the reasons why Jinping felt that this was just the perfect time for him to test the waters in India, and he has these expansionist designs in any way. And what they call military coercion on the borders. That's the phrase that is being used. Now, as far as India is concerned, it now needs to show more muscle flexing, more deployment along the borders, create a better and more effective Quad alliance, and use US better to show China what it means, and it cannot be drawn into a short, sharp war. Thanks for watching, AG Says.